Hey, sports fans, we got a cool thing going on this Friday. We're doing a Vulcan Vault sale. This is a great idea that the team came up with. Normally, you buy a knife and you wait a year to get a Vulcan finish. Now, what we did is pre-finished a bunch of Vulcan blades. We have the chassis all sitting basically in Terminator, raw finish, ready, undone. What we're going to do is you do the purchase on Friday. You pick the bitchin' Vulcan blade that you like. Then Lindsay, the following week's going to do, which would be next week, she's going to do a follow-up with you guys. She's going to reach out to you and go over the details, colors, sculpting options. And there's more details, obviously, when you get there. At the top of our page, you'll see a little Spock with the ears and a little logo. You click on that, and that brings you into the Vulcan Vault. We'll tell you some of the details that are loaded on that page, but just want to give you a brief overview. Then I want to show you today what was going to actually happen. So let's say you decided you're going to buy a Midi Marauder because you love the Vulcan finish on the blade. And let's say you say, you know, I want a custom kind of stained glass, or I want a kind of rock finish on a boulder finish. Now, we're not offering a boulder finish. It's kind of one of the things that I do. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take this knife. Let's say you decided, and this is the way all of these knives are. They're done kits right now. It's a lot of work to get to here with a really sexy Vulcan blade. You can see the finish on this a little bit. I'm leaving it in the plastic. Super sexy Vulcan blade. And then what we're going to do is, when we have our phone consult with you, we're going to say, you know, it's dark and brooding. Let's make the colors highlight. Let's do the handles with Greg's kind of signature moon rock finish. And then we'll do like a black anno on it. And we'll leave bright work on the rest of the hardware. That way, over the years, if you ever needed to, you could always have the anno refreshened, use the bright work hardware. It'll never change. It'll look that way forever. And then you've got this sexy blade. So if you carry the knife every day for 5 years and wanted to do a rework on it, it would be a really easy knife to rework and freshen it up, as opposed to if I do a bunch of custom hardware. So I kind of like standard hardware. So if you replace it or something gets stripped out over the years, it's just bright work replaced, easily replaced hardware. And then I like a sexy organic handle. And then I like something that shows off the color in the blade. And if you throw a bunch of bling on the handle, the color in the blade kind of gets a little stolen. You know, it's like if your girl comes out and she's just wearing the most amazing dress and heels, and her boobs just settled in from the boob job you got 90 days ago, and she's looking like a total smoke show. Don't come out wearing a flashy. You just come out wearing something mellow and cool, and it allows her peacock feathers to shine. You don't want to steal from her, right? Think about the blade. She just had a boob job. The boobs just settled in. Beautiful dress. You just bought her some Christian Louboutin shoes. It's her first time wearing $1,000 shoes. And she just feels like $1 million. Well, you don't walk out wearing your Liberace purple lapel tux top. No, no, no. You come out, you roll a little mellow so she looks smoking. So here's what we're going to do. One of the benefits, there's almost no benefit of owning a knife company. It is an immense amount of work and stress and but one of the benefits is, if you want to make a knife, you can just go, boom, let's go make a knife. So follow me, let's go make a knife, come on. We're gonna step out here, I'm gonna drive everybody crazy. Now, before we shot the video, we shot another video a couple days ago, and I screwed up the sound. I must have switched off the lock button on the little lavalier recorder. So you'll see on the Vulcan show, there'll be in the Vulcan Vault, there'll be 2 knives that I did. I did a micropraetorian with my little signature, and I'm doing this Midi Marauder. right, so what we're gonna do is one of the hardest sculpts there is to do because it looks so perfect when you do it. It's so consistent. We're gonna take a Marauder, Midi Marauder, and we're gonna put a gentle radius across the whole top of the knife. So here we go. All right, here we go. Doesn't look like it looks so elegant and simple when it's done, but in my opinion, it's about the hardest one to do. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm working from the center down to kind of give it a little, kind of like a Hershey bar. Woo! It's called slack grinding. So kind of do it in a series of hard bevels. I take this down and then I work up to the next section, then I work my way to the middle, and then I slack grind it. So you can see in the light kind of what we get there, nice radius. But this is an exercise in trying not to cut the shit out of your hands. So when I do the opposite side, I want to try and leave a little bit of high spot here for the clip and a high spot here. You also don't want to, can't lean this out because you've got this cross-sectional geometry for your spring that can't change. So what I can do on this is I can add some round on the top side of this, and I can feather in a little round here, and I can feather in a little round here. But this has got to kind of stay the way it is because that's the spring geometry that forms the triangle that makes it lock, right? So you see these sparks coming up, catching fire on me when you can get a whole pile of titanium in a dust, and it'll catch fire, and it'll be a big damn mess. Very, very flammable. Woo! So what I'm doing now is I want to see, so I'm just doing this by eye. I want to look at how much I've removed here and kind of match it here. So I'm getting kind of close right now. When I start slack grinding, it's when it all comes together. So it's called slack grinding, like the slack in a rope when it's loose. If you go to the loose part of the belt that doesn't have a platen or a wheel behind it, that's grinding on the slack of the belt. It's called slack grinding. Get you an apple seed or a convex surface, not inward like concave, but outward like convex. Now it's time to start matching them up so I don't screw it up. So right now I'm trying to feather in a little bit of taper here to keep the illusion up, and I'm going to blend it into here a little. Because you can only do so much because I've got these reliefs and all this mechanical shit down here that I need to accommodate. So now I got to come up high and then drop down low again here. You can see the thickness is thin here and thick here. I want to try and trail this down to here intentionally similar. Okay, so now we've got nice contour to it. Got to balance it out just a little bit. The belt, as you get next to the belt here, the side of that belt doesn't look like anything. While that's going by, it's a razor blade. It'll cut you right to your bone if you're not careful. So we're just tuning the sides to each other right now. And it has a little asymmetry to it because of that. There's no way, because of these mechanicals, got to blend it up and blend it around. That's why these are hard to do. Top looks pretty nice. So now what we'll do, we're gonna go to a finer belt and give it a uniform shine, and then we'll chamfer it and soften it. You see the effect, it's kind of cool. All right, so let's go have some fun with it now, come on. So what we want is, when we go to, when your fingers are on it, here, I want that to be a little more grippy and I want the top to be slick. So I'm gonna try and blast this real gentle along the bottom edge. Now, whether you can do it or not, that's a whole different animal. I think I can. Pretty sure I can. So there's the bottom right there. What we'll do is get this moving here. Knife making is work and play. So we got it shiny here, gray across the bottom. So basically that'll give you an idea what the knife's gonna look like. Subtle, very organic sculpting, bright work hardware opposing it, and then beautiful colored blade. I think this combo is really sexy. It's kind of probably one of my favorite combos for Vulcan. I know people like all kinds of crazy colors and stuff, but I like, if you're gonna get this color on the blade, don't do anything to take away from it, make it sexy. And then I like a really nice organic textured feel on my hand. There's so much adjusting we do when we're using a knife, especially if you're doing hard work with it. Even if you're doing light work with it, there's so much adjusting of pressure that's like kind of at a really subconscious level that comes with your fingerprints and the highs and lows of your fingers interacting with the high and low of the knife as it shifts in your hand, creates pressure. It's really not something you think about. A really smooth knife, you'll drop because you don't feel the texture. A one with some contour, you feel motion and you learn how to, you already know kind of instinctively to tighten your grip when it's feeling like it's gonna slip. And you can get that with a smooth knife. And you know, there's upsides and downsides to everything. Everything's a give and take in knife making, right? A smooth knife, it's gonna go in and out of your pocket easy. It's not gonna bang up against stuff as much. It's not gonna braid on things as much. But a grippy knife is gonna be something that is a better tool. And so I like to do a little bit of a blend. Some good sculpting, then smooth it down, then a muted finish, and then do lots of contrast of color and texture for the best outcome. As soon as this is together, we'll get back on camera and let you see the finished knife in a little bit. We just got the knife back from assembly that we did, put a little moon rock finish on it with black oxide or a black anno handle, bright work on the hardware, Vulcan blade. Something kind of primordial and fun and sexy and organic feeling about the handle. And this will be our second knife. We also did a third knife. I did a full radius contour split blue and black, black and blue. We'll see how that one comes out, and hope you guys enjoy. I think there'll be 3 signature series knives that I did personally that'll be in the Vulcan Vault. Hope you guys enjoy them.